Happy New Year, Sagittarius. All right, welcome to your 2023 reading, or forecast, if you will. I need you to remember that you always have free will, okay? Always. You have a lot of your ability to control yourself and how your life plays out. You have enormous creative potential in this, okay? Let's see here. I feel like the third house is emphasized, so let's take this as in some general terms. This can be your siblings. This can be your neighborhood. It is also your abilities, especially in ways of communication, and an undercurrent having a maturity of communicating how you feel, or communicating like an expression or expressive communication. It could be creative too. Some of you also could really be tuning in to some skill sets or some talents or some things. You get some really good ideas this year. Well, you always have good ideas, right? You have a very creative mind. So, you think like a rebel. And because of that, it gives you more opportunity in this life, right? But best to think like a rebel, not necessarily behave like one all the time, right? I also see that I wanted to read this one particular sentence. It says, "You are so resourceful in finding ways to capitalize on what you have," right? And, oh, there's an eyelash. You want to make a wish? Can you see it? Where is it? It's still there. My hands are dirty, so I was picking up wood, getting the cat out of the tree, although she figured it out on her own, which tested me. I felt bad, and I was like, oh, I got to do this. And then I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And then I tried, and it didn't work. And then I went back, and I was like, well, let me try again. And I did, and then I did it, and everything worked out fine. Okay. So let's make a wish, I guess. I would also say it would be helpful to ask yourself what motivates you, okay? What motivates you? Maybe that's a part of what's coming in, too, is a bit more motivation with something. With just, again, like thinking a little bit different about things. I also see a balancing in your emotional state. I know that's been a little wonky astrologically for the last few years. There's been some hard stuff, right? But just like your December reading, very, very positive, okay? Now, everyone has 4 words. Yours are big deal. I feel like Aquarius had this last year, maybe. Big deal. Walk softly, which I feel like was Cancerian energy before. Cancerian or Taurus energy, walk softly, right? No need to stomp your hooves around, right? You can gracefully, horses are kind of silent, really like a donkey, like they can be very, very zen, even though they're this big, huge power. Then I see there's 2 words, warm weather, which is beautiful. Maybe some of you are considering moving to a warmer place, or at very least, places that, you have the ability to weather anything. And I feel like whatever you'll be weathering, if you will, is in the stage of warm, which is beautiful. This is like fire and water together, which is actually you, temperance. It's this beautiful balance of yourself, what you create and how you feel. And I do see you creating something really cool this year with your hands too. Be aware of what you create there, okay? And your last two-word grouping is creative counsel. I don't know if this is you teaching a class or you taking a class, or it could be something even as broad. We could take it in broad terms, where this is also really, counsel is like advice, right? And it's creative. So, you know, you can advise yourself in a very creative way. Be like, all right, yeah, no, this is my next step. And again, you have a lot of power over what you do in this life, but there will be times where you'll need to ask for advice. So also be open to that. Okay, it could be very helpful, right? Someone to have like a different mentality about it, or again, be able to look at it in a different way. Okay. Is there anything else we want to share? We're going to go month to month, by the way. I know this is a bit of an introduction, but this is the way we want to build up. Because really what we just talked about is the essence, I guess, of your year. Now we're going to go month to month. And I will timestamp them. It's extra work for me, but I feel like for those of you who use the tool, it's very helpful. You know, some things we don't understand, you know, or comprehend fully to the fullest extent until we get there. Do you know what I mean? So I guess we'll start at 6:40 so we're going to look at January. Give it a second. Ooh, I just got so excited. Good. January. What do we have here? Oh, goodness. So I'm using a deck that I created, and then this other really soft one. It has a lot of hearts in it, which I appreciate. So for January, you received thank you with this fire card. Look at that awesome bridge. Look what they just went, like, thank you. Thank you. I guess you're allowed a redo. This has to do with your confidence, your positivity, bravery. This card is so much. Thank you for your bravery, Sagittarius. Thank you for your confidence, right? The times where most people would say, like, they could only find the negative, and you're like, no, we can do it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. We can get from one side to the other. Yep. And you do. And it's so solid. And there's not just one bridge here. There's like 2 bridges. Huh. Well, one second. What a fabulous month. This could be being appreciative. This is also coming into the new year with such a positive attitude, such wonderful gratitude for you, for others, from your heart. This is also people that you love. Really positive. This could also be where some of you get your creative, like if any of you where it's been a little bit blocked, or like your energy's been a little bit, things have been a little up in the air, or lacking a bit of power, or even confidence for some. This is passion even in there. It's like, boom. She drinks like a wolf. Like she'll take water in a big amount and then wait, as if because she's from the desert, you know. So she knows how to sustain herself. When she finds what she needs, she takes it in and holds that energy, right? Awesome. I don't really know what else to say about that besides that, so let's leave it like that. Good girl, baby. Yeah, Jimmy. Okay. This is also thinking others. It's thinking spirit too, like for miracles. You know what I mean? This is also thanking all Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy too. There's also, so don't forget to be thankful. I feel like there is this great gratitude. Maybe you find a new way to, it's not define something, but you feel more confident about it, right? There's a lessening of something that's shy too, which is cool. All right, I like that for you. Let's see February. Okay, we started at 11/11. Awesome. So we have the card of Cardinal, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn energy, and then we have Knights underneath the Prairie Moon, which is like this woman with all these children. She's like a mother or a teacher or something on this road. Look how pretty that place is. Okay, just a second. So February. Here's another card that's about bravery. Oh, so thinking ahead. Thinking ahead is a wonderful time here. You want to think ahead. I would also say nighttime. There's like good, it would be nice to create at nighttime. Right, because what does cardinal energy do? It finds resolves for problems. It can see like, okay, it's always looking ahead, right? I'd like one extra card on that, just a minute. By the way, these are going to be longer readings because I can't push the energy. It goes as the pace that it does. And remember that 2023 is a 7, which I guess we could see as the Chariot. Oh, some of you need a new vehicle, or what are we talking about here? Means to get from here to there. Again, it's like maybe this is where the ideas come in, but you want to walk softly here, right? And this is warm weather too. I would definitely say get your sunshine right in this time. This could also just be appreciating the season that you're in too. You know, there's a reason for every season, right? There's a reason for every season. Someone's dreaming about, there's like nights under the prairie moon. There's like a parable, or maybe there's something that comes through dream time also, again, in the nighttime that's very inspiring. You want to make sure that you give yourself time to unwind. Some are wondering when, also, about something. I suppose if you need a little inspiration, you got to socialize with your friends, with people that are like outside of the regular circle. This will help. Or people in the circle, however. I definitely see good advice here, that creative counsel as well. This is also spending time. I don't know if this is your children or your grandchildren or what, but like that's also really beautiful too. Maybe that will spark some sort of creative energy in you. You know what I mean? Okay. I think that's good for now. It feels like we finished that energy. So, March. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Creative and the 11th house. Here's your creative. This is like interesting. Okay. Okay, 11th house is when you take your ability and you put it out there, right? You or the ability that you want to grow with, right? This could also be where friends or people who are like-minded, right? They're kind of in this. There's some good folks that are. Not everybody thinks the same way, but it's where. I guess it's appreciating those who have. I feel like this card's about bravery too. So you could be up to your neck in, like, how do I explain that? Oh, it's so awesome. You mean, you may be like, oh my God, wait. Like, if any of you are artists, it is like, it is just flowing out of you. I could also say that friends are inspiring this kind of energy. If you are overwhelmed with anything, well, don't forget to reach out to people when you need it, right? Because there are many friends here. There's an awesome tribe of people. I see whatever groups you're a part of, or like, you know, this whatever circles you're a part of. There's so much support there. Okay, I would also say if you have any creative endeavors that you're trying to put out to the world, but like something you're trying to, yeah, look at that. See that lady being an artist? It's like, just always be yourself. You know what I mean? Again, like we said, you do things differently. You're supposed to. Now, do you still have to play by the rules of the human to have certain, you know, to reach certain places? Yeah, but you have such a creative means of going about it. And, you know, you know, don't scrap something either. It could be, okay, we'll use the analogy of that card that I saw. Like, someone's painting a picture and then it gets to a place where like, oh, I don't like that. Like, don't just throw it away. You know, it's put it aside. You're mutable, so you probably like to work on multiple things at once, right? But you don't want to multitask too much when you could have multiple things that are in different stages. But when you're focusing in on one, make sure that you do and understand how far you are so that you don't keep adding so many that could be a thing too, where some of you have a lot going on and you have to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to focus in on this, right? Like, for instance, what is 90% completed, right? And even though that 10% could be difficult to do, it's like, we'll do that and then it's done, right? Then you have all this huge chunk of the piece of the pie that's now free to allow new energy to go into these other things that you want to create, right? I also see the words delegating tasks. Okay. Cool. I like that a lot for you. Let's let's see. April. April. Oh, I love this card. So you have this man and this woman gathering what they need with the Pluto card. I love that Pluto card. I guess it goes this way. Let's turn this around. So, you know what's interesting is everybody else had this card on the right, but you have it on the left, and that's just fine. You're different. Don't forget about that. It's fine. It's good that you are. I mean, you don't got to prove that to anybody, but you know what I mean? You're good. Just be you. Okay. Pluto and this card. Just a second. Oh. So you're gathering, right? You gather so you can make space, right? When you take something, you make space. Which helps you to create something else so that it's easy, something's easier to carry. I also see that you have help here. This could also be where some of you finally let go of a little bit of control too. That whole like, I can do it. You know, you need help, babe. No, I got it. And it's like, this is finally transforming something where you realize that you can't receive unless you stop doing. Right? You have to, again, make space. And it's not, you know, maybe that's part of the thing. Receiving sometimes will make a person feel like they're weak, right? But that's not the case. That's not the case. Let's see a little bit more about what this is, what's going on with this. Oh, okay. Strength. You know, maybe it's utilizing your energy in a different way. You know, say you did this for that, but maybe you already have what you need, and now it's more of a togetherness. I also see a person people eating really well. They're getting good exercise. That could also be something. Here's another card with people painting on it. Create another creation card. You know, maybe this will give you time to do what you've always wanted to do. I see, don't be ashamed of you. Oh, that's the Temperance card. Beautiful. And the Strength card and the King of Cups. Wow. So you have Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is transforming the heart, or transforming through creation and change. One is able to move forward with confidence so they feel strong in themselves. You can see a person feeling better here too. They like regain their energy a little bit, which helps more of a person to just kind of be in the moment instead of worrying so much about the future. Okay? Because there's a survival instinct to this, and it's cool that a person knows that. But remember that you always think ahead. I feel like you think ahead a lot. So, you know, and you have what you need, right? God will always provide. So don't forget to just enjoy too. This is also rewarding oneself after doing some hard work too. Don't forget to, when you exert energy, sometimes it gives energy, right? You wouldn't think running a race or like going for a walk or even whatever, exerting any kind of expression, it's going to create more energy, and if you're putting out a lot, although I don't see that it drains you here, it's actually really rejuvenating energy. But also remember, like, some of you need to, this is like a really sweet date night card. It's maybe where things have been serious, it's a little bit more romantic, or again, people are feeling more into them, like feeling more confident, Good, stronger again. Okay, I like that. This could also be one last thing. If you grow a garden, I'm seeing this as a literal thing, but everything's metaphorical. Wherever you're growing a garden, or whatever you like to grow, I could see that you may change your plot. You know what I mean? Like move the plot, move to a new space, or build something, right? Make space to build something. Okay. Because I guess if you till the soil, then there's something great anything can be. There's a lot of openness and opportunity here. Okay. But be willing to change. Something does have to change. Okay. And I do feel like it's already happening, so be cool with it. Okay, what do we got? May. Oh, interesting. All right, Libra and a warm winter day. Libra and a warm winter day. Okay, just a second. May. Libra and a warm winter day. May. May I what is that? It's asking very politely, right? May I? Not gimme. May I? Mother, may I? Oh, this is the warm weather. So, you know what? I guess it depends where you are. Just a second. Well, things start to balance out now, right? I could say when the moon is full, something maybe fully calibrates. Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, this gray card with the moon is kind of, it's sucking me in and it feels cold. The Libra card, for instance, it has, there's something softer here. So, I see. You have a little bit of this moon in Libra as an undercurrent, or moon in the first house, which is sometimes causes, like everything could be golden, but a person could feel the opposite. Like feel the opposite of what is actually like the reality of what's going on. So don't worry if you feel different than other people. But remember that again, you're different. There's that King of Cups again with the teacher painting with the kids. Some of you could have been waiting on something too. Maybe something contractual for some of you. Oh, remember, this is spring, right? The beginning of spring where I am. So this is a beautiful. You want to make sure that now is a good space, right? I see people smiling. I see fairness. There's harmony with one-on-one. There's harmony in groups. So just remember that when the moon will make you sensitive in this month. So maybe just, you don't have to know the sign or anything. I would just pay attention. Especially if you live in a place where it's cool and where it's cold in the winter. This is when again, it's like everything's going to be like go, go, go. But you may be acclimating to something. So I would also say this wouldn't be a time where you would also, I don't know if you need it, but it's helpful to have other people around you. You still need your alone time here to a certain extent, again, on those moons. Because, right, what did we say? There's a reason for every season, right? And some of you, astrologically, I could feel it last year. You, Cancer energy, Capricorn, right? Aquarius, it's all the Saturn and the Sun and the Moon. Has been going through challenges, and now this year, it seems to be that things are warmer and brighter, right? I do see some really good togetherness here. Again, there could be where someone's like finally accepted. Excuse me. Someone's finally accepted for something, or they're like, oh yeah, that's exactly, yes. It's like inspired in a way. Someone could have such good news too that they're unsure how to tell, like the family or something, or there could be like an announcement because of all the hard work that someone's been doing, like in their own time. Interesting. This could also be a balancing of a feeling. If anything had been cold, again, it becomes that warm weather comes here, But you have to put color into it. And remember, no one can be happy every day. Keep their head always on straight. Sometimes we're hot-headed. Sometimes we feel cold. It's like, I see be happy to the lifelong commitment of being alive. I gotta split this up. Hold on a second. Okay, still there? Yeah. All right. There's a perfect break too. We're in June now. We'll be in June in a second. Talking about June. I just took a little break. We had to split that up, and that was actually perfect because I let a little bit more light in. Let the cat in. Put on a little hot water. It was like a 2-minute break, and it was so rejuvenating. So let's see June. Okay, awesome. Chiron with this card of penguins, which states broken promises. To me, I see this as a great healing of where trust was broken. You know what I mean? Easy. Easy, baby. I guess someone could break a promise. So maybe don't take any promises in this time. You know what I mean? Who can really promise they're going to be here tomorrow? And no one can promise. We can say that we will, and God willing, we will, right? Do what we say. But we're not really in charge of the whole game, you know, all the time. And maybe that's even having to do with, again, you know, we all have had those times where people have, you know, I'll whatever forever, or yeah, and it ends up being a no, or, you know, we're just learning about time. So let's see what these are. The Three of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So this goes back to that third house energy. Forgiving. Good girl. Forgiving. So this is learning to have a new perspective. This also has a full moon on it. Well, I guess you're just learning that people are people. Maybe it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, my parent, my sibling, my, you know, my family, whoever, and anybody is just another human. Do you know what I mean? They're just another human. It's not your mother, it's not your husband, it's not your anything. We don't have ownership over anybody, right? That's possession. It's not cool, right? We don't have control over anybody else. I would also say if there are any promises broken, which I guess would be like experiencing lying with someone else, this is something that's already, like, everybody, it's already happened before, so like I wouldn't expect something to be something that it's not. You know, but really I see this more in the positive, just in case I had to mention that other part of it. You know, don't get wrapped up in your head. I guess something could be triggered in this time too, but maybe this is where some of you also could, again, there's some kind of new perspective, but there's also a letting go. Wherever you've been working on your forgiveness also is really beautiful. You know, there's just a second. It's just you. Whoever's in your life, past or present, it's just you. Okay? There's that King of Chalices again. This card keeps coming out a lot. It's just you, you know. We are each other. And there's a purpose for everything, and maybe that's again what some of you are coming to understand more, put yourself at ease about. Okay. Guess we'll leave that like that. Let's see July. Square with avoid the uncertainties. Square with avoid these uncertainties. She's like, dude, been here before, listen to me. Okay. Okay, there could be people that want to, if there's people that want to fight with you, do not engage. Okay, it would be a challenging situation. You can handle it, but do you really want to be in that? I would say that if there is something that just needs to be handled, it can be handled. I see this broad is tough as nails. She looks just normal, well put together. She got her nails did, but if you can see, she's got like 12 piercings in her ear. You know, like I'm sure she's got tattoos you can't see. So there could also be a badass person in your life that you trust that's like, they're smart and they're tough. This is also you. You remember, you're smart and you're tough. You can take on you can handle any challenge that you want, but you decide whether you want to climb that mountain or not. Okay? It goes back to the beginning about your responsibility to yourself. Excuse me. I would also say that boundaries would be good. Okay. That avoiding the uncertainties would also be being very aware and clear of what is challenging or what needs to be attended to, right? It's kind of like those situations, say in a practical sense, are going to be like, all right, we gotta do this, or you gotta do that, or I gotta do, something like this. I could also see if some of you are a mother, or like, didn't we go back to that, may I? It's like, maybe there's some kind of advice that's needed, or some sort of structure that's needed. Let me turn off the ringer. No phones at the table. Right. Rules. Hold on, the cat's eating something. Oh, good girl. Fit, just drinking water. Okay. See, usually she gets into stuff, and I was assuming that she was doing something bad when she, it's fine though. Not a challenging situation. Don't have to overreact. Okay, I guess we'll leave it like that. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Let's see, August. 9th house, and it's misunderstood. So there could be a bit of a spiritual test here. Remember that age, like aging or living life as you go time, is a part of the lesson of life, right? It's a part of the spiritual path. Is being who you are, again, in these different seasons. Remember the whole, like, you want to take care of yourself, right? But the whole, like, idea that you got to look a certain way or be a little something, like that whole, I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm seeing it. It's like where people compare themselves to other people. But they're all fake anyway. It's not even real, right? And most of the time, it's like a person who's like sometimes shy to dance. But the thing is people are so wrapped up in themselves that they don't even notice like what's going on. This could be one of those things where like if you're a woman too and like you cut your hair or you do something different physically and you're like waiting for your husband to like pay attention and they just don't. They don't see it, like someone doesn't see it. It's like, well, I guess you got to ask yourself why you did it in the first place. But I wouldn't not do something because, I don't know. Let's get a little bit more on that. It could also be wherever your growth has been, whatever you've been learning about. Let's take this in a wider context, like in a spiritual way. It could be something where like you're changing, or you've been changing, and because of that, now people don't recognize you exactly as they did before. Okay? Don't worry about that either. Nope, justice. Do not worry about that. This could even be your spouse. You know, whatever the thing is. It's like, oh, you're doing that, or you're gonna take that class, or you're gonna travel here, or whatever, and it's just like, yeah. I mean, if someone doesn't understand what you're doing, but you're doing it because you know that that's what you need to do, then don't worry again whether, or that's what you want to do, you know, that's pure to you or fun to you. It doesn't hurt anybody, yourself or anybody else include. It's like, then just, you know, I don't know, do it. It could be one of those things too. Let's see a few different examples. Well, I guess again, there could be a lesson that's misunderstood, but it's almost like that which does not have the answer, or like isn't completely comprehended yet, is actually like parts of life or things that you're like, well, I don't know. I don't understand that yet. I don't get it. It's just like, it's okay. You'll figure it out. It's almost like accepting the, I don't know, is a part of the lesson, right? Or just being like, well, because maybe it is about, it's not about fitting in. It's about allowing something to be itself. I could say that whatever growth or again, like balancing you've been doing in your life, things will come into focus. Maybe they're not quite there yet. Again, don't worry about that, because Justice showed up and she's such a positive card. She really is. She's... You'll get there. Is this August? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes. Oh, listen. Venus is retrograde in August. Okay. So some of you could be like, I'm ugly. I don't like, again, like, I wouldn't do anything drastic. We talked about that, right? Like, oh, I changed my hair or something like this. It's like, I wouldn't do anything drastic in ways of beauty, or, it could be one of those things too, where some of you, depending where you're at, if there could be people from the past that come back in your life that are like, you know, especially with Justice too, it could be your ex, whoever, come back and be like, oh, should I, you know, it's like there's a spiritual test there of whether you should backtrack. And if you're looking to date anyone, it's not a good time to spend a lot of money or start dating anyone, because when Venus goes direct, which is about a month from then, it's not going to feel the same. You know, like that sweater won't feel the same. That person won't feel the same. You're going to look at your hair and be like, what the fuck? You know, like, I mean, I guess you can change anything you want, but, and again, you could be as different as whoever you are, but remember that we're all just each other. Interesting. It'll come into focus. I keep seeing that. Let's see September. Oh my God. Sagittarius with the horse card, which says discover solutions. So September is awesome. Wow. This card also speaks to optimism, just like it did in January, right? Earth all the way to the last Capricorn or Virgo. Sagittarius speaks of freedom, so does the horsey, right? There could be travel here September. There's definitely a sense of openness and peace. There's no fear here. So whatever was misunderstood, it finds its own way. I could say actually August, September, some of you could travel somewhere too. That could be helpful for your spiritual growth if you want. You know, kind of go to a new place. I don't know if you'd take a plane or if you'd drive or whatever. If it's like upon the land or in the air, but either way, you know, see a new environment. This is a new season. Here's your warm weather too. Yeah, when are you outside? January, February, March, April, or no, January, February, April, May, June, August. Those ones are all outside. And all of them are daytime except for May. So when the moon is in Taurus, you could be a little sensitive. It's one of your inconjuncts, so is Libra. Venus inconjuncts you all the way around, right? But what's cool about this is I feel like that's something also that you're balancing, is allowing yourself more maybe love in your life, or like allowing more freedom to be. Let's see where's this horsey go? So the arrow's going one way and the horsey, all right, let's see where the arrow's going. I guess the arrow's going towards October. Okay, and then where's horsey going? Right there. Okay, this card has also been really strong. So the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords have showed up a lot. Where's the... Oh, it went this way. Oh, good. A horse has a lot more, has a better ability to cover distance than an arrow, right? But an archer can ride a horse. So maybe this is one of those things where you are the horse, but you're also the human, right? So you want to walk softly, whether you are this horsey or if you dismount, and take a different pace, right? You determine the pace. I say you want to make sure you keep a smile on your face. I'd say also you could be of service. All that love we were talking about, that openness of Venus, is also something that, like if you're feeling down and that's hard, you need that's around you. Okay, you have support there. You can be honest about what's happening in your heart, you know? And maybe that's a part of it too, is like, you know, in public, of course, there's going to be certain ways that a person presents themselves, right? And then in private, there's like certain other circles of people, you know, that you express, especially if you have a spouse, please, you know, or best friend, whatever it is, like be open. Because this will also give you more courage to have, because again, this card to me keeps showing me like someone finally being accepted, something being accepted, and they're so happy about it, you know? There's a lot of, again, support here. Good counsel too, really good counsel here. Oh, there's that creative counsel, yes. Oh, I would also say if any of you do that thing where you go back to your ex or whatever, that kind of thing, you're going to be discouraged. You'll be disappointed in yourself for choosing too quickly. So when something is misunderstood the month before, right? You want to, if it's not clear, then wait, right? You'll receive the answer. So no jumping to anything, like no emotional decisions, right? Not to contradict that you're not, you know, you're meant to be emotional at times, but like no emotional decision. It's because you know better, right? You would know. You know what's good for you. Okay. October, let's see. Oh, awesome. So we have Cancerian energy, and it says resilience in the face of hardship. Awesome. So whatever that moon energy was in May, and this is awesome. This is Venus to Venus, whatever, because this one's gray too. Whatever the moon is now happy. There's comfort in overcoming, right? Because June, July, August does have a little bit of where things are sort of inside, right? So don't forget about the promises that you also made to yourself, right? I see the promise to there's promises. And I heard I'll always try. So resilience in the face of hardship. This is such a beautiful card. So there's a lot of protection here. October. I also see that we were talking about that, right? Whether you're up in the air or you're down on the earth. It's like you're down on the earth, really grounded. September, really positive too, right? Totally in your zone there. That's completely your energy. Then we go in this Cancerian energy, and it's like, I can deal with it. I would say if there's anything going on with the family, there's something, what did we just say? Don't forget about the promises that you made to yourself, right? Oh, okay, I see what we just did there. We said you, and then it was as if it was like this card. Oh, nope. Excuse me. This card. Like you, You know, when you're having, say you do have to interact with something, you want to have a softer communication with other people. I feel is a lot different to start a sentence than you are, right? And remember, whenever we say you towards somebody else, or like they're like this, you're like that, you did this, it's like you are this, you are saying that to yourself. And I do see that there's like, I feel like wherever you have been resilient too, and you worked your way through that moon, which I know is hard sometimes. It's a great place of comfort again, but it can be challenging, right? Cancer is the darkest constellation, so to be able to work through that moon energy, which really is your mind, it's Gemini, your opposite. So I applaud you for that. You definitely are. Yes, look at that. I applaud you for that. Obviously, other people do too. There's a lot of appreciation here. This could also be someone's birthday. Let me let the cat out. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Go. Yeah. Someone is of such there's such a mother, there's a really beautiful motherly energy here, but it's also like a means of soothing, like being able to feel soothed in yourself also. Yeah, like being able to soothe yourself. It makes such a beautiful example for your family and friends too, you know. I mean, you don't got to always be tough or anything. Part of the strength is, again, being vulnerable, but this is something really amazing. So this is also since July, right? April, May, June, July, which was the challenging situation with the avoid uncertainties. And so from July, from Cancer season to Libra season, which is awesome, here's that square, right? Then I see that you, whatever the challenge was, you overcome it. And it's so, you know, whatever you needed to do, you did it. And you did it right, which is awesome. Wow. This is the Nine of Cups also in this deck with the birthday. So, very happy month. September also, very happy. Cool. Oh, there we go. That's the Hermit card, yeah. Appreciating yourself, appreciating other people. This is also working through things with family, working through, again, like freeing your mind. Maybe that's why that King of Cups is coming up a lot. Because to me, all Sagittarius, most Sagittarian people, sun signs, or whatever your stars are there, are probably Scorpio. And so, and they connect to the mind so much in a way, in addition. So to be able to ease your mind, to be able to be soft, and to be more in this Venus or like moon energy, it's really beautiful. And then to be strong and like so capable when you need to be. It's really amazing. I see you feeling much more, so there's a lot of good confidence here. Good, Sagittarius. Actually, the 2 months that thus far you don't maybe have a lot of confidence, if you're curious, is May, June. What did we say, May, June? Oh yeah, it is, May, June. Thank you. But that's because Chiron's there in Libra, so it's balancing something that's uncomfortable. Right, but remember, that's that moon energy. It could be Pisces energy, too. So, okay, let's see November. Okay, 6th house, and this little kid flying a kite in the rubble. He's free as a bird. It says, don't keep it bottled up. Well, I see this as a good attitude. This could be one of those things where some of you pull the I'm super optimistic all the time, but there's something going on around you that may need a little bit of, like, in a day-to-day way, you want to keep up with things. I mean, not to stress you out, you know, like you want to have fun in between all of your day-to-day things. But don't keep anything bottled up, because, say emotionally, right? Because this will affect your health. It'll set you off. You could be a little feisty in this time. You know, it's kind of like, and so make sure, you know, you could be tight. What do they say? Like, sometimes the people that are closest to us, we can be the tightest, like hardest on. So, Oh, you could also be distracted by something. What is that? Hold on. I mean to scowl. It's just I was thinking. Deep in thought here. Okay. Two of Wands and the King of Pentacles. With the Six of Cups. Okay. Oh, let's go. So we haven't touched on that creative energy for a second. It's almost hard to tap into this month. Why is that? November. Okay, I heard I have ideas, we have ideas. If you have an established foundation with something, then I see, and you're being practical with it, right? Working with what you have and having a good time with it. Oh, there's the other wing. The confidence is still there, and I see that something grows. The sixth house. What's the sixth house you ever lived in? It could be apartments too, but what's the sixth one? The sixth place you ever lived. Who's the sixth person you ever dated? Or if you know, depending on your generation, right? I would also say that in ways of your work or whatever you do day to day, if you feel like, you know, today was an awesome day, be like, woo, today was great. And if for some reason the confidence isn't there with it, or maybe like, because this is also being able to be comfortable even when it's not comfortable, which has its promise, but you don't want to go too far with that, keeping it bottled up, because that'll interrupt your day to day. Okay? I said you got to be practical. You got to view this also in a practical way. But you could totally. This is kind of like, all right, you're gonna give me lemons, I'll make lemonade, but you got so much sugar, and you know, maybe it's one of those things too where this could be where in this month it could be like a, you know. It feels comfortable, it feels in line, you're like, and then all of a sudden it feels a little off balance. It's like, okay, well, I see, go get some sunshine. Oh, there could be some kind of like project you've been working on too. Something you've been working on that maybe you're meant to share also. This, don't keep it bottled up, you know, whatever you've been, I don't know, kind of doing day to day. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. I see, don't forget to allow your day to have a little bit of play also. But this, with the sixth house, you want to watch your, you know, the practicality, your health, work. Make sure these things are handled first, then you play, right? You'll know if you're playing too much, if the house is messy, or like the energy is scattered, if there's too many big things going on around you that need attention, okay? Let's see December. Oh my God, yes. The air card, and then we have the unlimited jaguar. And spotted jaguar. Huh. Wow. Holy. And that cat looks over to the spiritual ceremony. Awesome. Kind of looks right at you, too. You know, whenever December shows up for these readings, because I usually record them in December, this is a sort of a little bit of an overlap of now and then, now and the future. So I want you to remember to be open-minded, okay? Remember that you are learning. That could also be a part of it. There could be a lot of learning this year, and it could happen really fast. You could learn it in a variance of ways, you know, through communication near or far, you know, through the telephone lines, through the internet, through books, through your own mind, like other people, whatever. It's really, really awesome. Your December reading, or who talked about that? Your opposite Gemini also talked about this air trine. So if you're aware, looking at Libra, Aquarius, Gemini in your map could also be helpful, like what those houses represent, could show where some of your unlimitedness is, okay? It also goes to show your power of your mind, of being able to have an opinion, be objective, be open-minded. Again, like these are also places you could be learning from, right? And I guess in essence, there's some sort of, again, unlimitedness with that. But this is also walk softly, right? And so is this person flying this kite with his little bare feet running through the dirt, you know? Walk softly. So I want you to also believe, again, whether we're looking at this, whatever time frame, well, that you are a big deal, okay? And your ideas are awesome. And you are different. And, you know, again, there's a reason for every season. And whatever environment that you're in, you can handle it. If you want something different, you can make that happen. What would be the steps that would take to do that? Don't try not to say to yourself, well, you know, say you have an idea and, you know, if it is a really out there idea or it's a more future focused or like a bigger goal, then remember to just take, again, like we said in September, like take practical steps. Or what would the practical steps be of establishing the foundation so that you have a place to walk, right? I'm seeing where like the fool is about to walk over the cliff, but when he does, there's a stone that's placed for this foot and then a stone that's placed for that foot. But you got to know how to make that happen, right? And I suppose have faith. Oh, and you know what? This card actually goes back into, see this field of wheat? That field of grain, that's the same one as April, okay? So there's what we could see for support before is now, like, because this perspective has changed, which also goes back to July, May, June, July, is now there is, you can see the whole thing, right? Where it was, you couldn't see, now you can see. And there's so much support there. There's so much of I see a community. You know, anything's possible. You just got to make sure you take the steps to do it, right? Moon, 10 of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. Yes. Right? You take the practical steps to make it happen. See what you know, what you have to give, what you have to work with, right? And then 6 of Pentacles becomes 10 of Pentacles because a person figured out, you know, they were thinking practically, they felt solid in their heart about what they were creating. They felt confident in their steps of what they're building, right? Which also brings great satisfaction emotionally, not only for you, but for the circle. I could also see where you know, your giving, loving nature also. Again, that more moon energy of you, the more Venusian energy of you. is it helps you to feel more comfortable in your body, right? So that you aren't ever confused about your own power. And if you ever happen to like lose your power, or you become a different animal or whatever, then you're not scared to you know, be in that vulnerable place. You're like, all right, this is just a part of it. This is helping you create your strength. Okay, just a second. Okay. I want to see a little bit more about this, oh, this one. This generations to come keeps coming up too. It's a Pisces card. Both of these sort of speak of the future too. And it's a lot of togetherness here, which is really nice. So please stay open-minded to the possibilities, okay? I know sometimes you may feel like you are unlimited, you know, you have all this power, and then some, and again, everything's golden, and other times you know, you are such a sensitive being. And again, your resilience, your maintaining in this life, you know, holding that confidence when you have it, and then being able to, again, this creative energy. Sagittarius, to me, all the fire signs are very artistic, you know. You have such a great vision. And I guess that's a bit of this too. Some of you where your vision could really be expanding in a way where, you know, maybe you'll start seeing things or understanding things more, like kinds of important information that has to do with Pisces. It could be Neptune also. But where this is like maybe what used to scare you about you or scare you in some kind of way is like you're not afraid of it anymore. You're not afraid of something anymore. No. Because you have faith in your heart. Because of the things that you've done, right? Or that you have worked through, you know, like seeing this in a positive way, right? This could also be too, don't forget that could be, all the air signs to me are kind of dual. They're about other people, right? Aquarius is the group, Libra's 101, Gemini's like the group of friends or the siblings, whatever, other people, and the contracts of it. This could also be where it could be really cool to, you know, try to combine forces with other people, or at least be inspired by that. Yeah, remarkable men, women, and children, right? Like, I guess this is also having faith in other people's strength too. Family, you know, co-workers, your friends, whatever, even strangers, you know, like seeing people's strength. Yeah, the Sun card. Awesome. Well, there's your reading for 2023, Sagittarius. I hope you enjoyed this. And I do hope this is of service. As I said, I will put timestamps like I did last year for each month. So you can feel free to reference. I have a playlist entitled Yearlies. And you'll be able to find them there. So I wish you the best 2023. I like the smile I just did. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, you create, remember the mentality of it. Your mentality is going to create a lot of it. And your actions matter so much, you know. And please remember how how powerful you are. Okay. That power being, I guess, the most powerful thing you could be is lovingly faithful, right? Lovingly accepting. See, this life is creative, right? Really, we have every day we can do that. I love you so much. Thank you for 2022. I know that year, I feel like the last few years have been a little bit hard, but you know what? That now, from this point forward, right? Solid. Yep, Lovers. It's a totally different, you know, last year again, it was the Lovers card. It's 2022, so it was a 6. It was kind of like, is it this, is it that? Lots of different choices and figuring out things. It was mutable energy. Now we're getting into cardinal energy, which is about moving forward with confidence, right? Moving forward again with bravery, which you have a lot of here, right? Remember your pioneering spirit. Remember that you were different and never, you know, like, you know, you're always on the move. So I bet a part of the lesson of why things probably slowed down a bit the last few years or what have you is so that we could feel, right? We could calibrate things that we didn't have time to do before. And so I hope that went well for you, and may this year, this upcoming year, feel blessed and be abundant and full of gratitude, right? Full of creative. There's a lot of creativity too. Big deal. You're a big deal. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Please take care. Peace out.